Hey, good morning, friends, and welcome to our Lenten series of morning meditations with me, Josh. We are in a series called Holy Vessels right now for our season of Lent, a period of deep reflection and inner exploration and contemplation that hopefully leads us to action. We are focusing this week on the recovery of community. And I want to share a little bit about a woman named Anne Sullivan with you. Most of you don't know who Anne Sullivan is, but almost all of you know who Helen Keller is. Helen Keller, if you don't know, was a prolific author and advocate for people with disabilities. She herself was blind and deaf because of an illness that she sustained when she was only 19 months old. But she went on to accomplish a great many things, and she was the first blind and deaf person to ever earn a bachelor's degree, and she won numerous medals and citations for her work in advocacy. But she had a very challenging life, and if it weren't for Anne Sullivan, who taught her how to communicate and how to read, she might not have ever achieved any of those things. And so I think about community health and the things that we're able to achieve together versus alone, which, no surprise, Helen Keller said, alone we can do so little, but together we can do so much. And I want you to think about this week, how many things have you accomplished in your life alone, totally alone, without the help of friends or family or God or coworkers? And how many people do you think that you've impacted? How many people do you think that you've boosted up or helped, or in some way taught some little trinket that's helped them along the way? I think that you'll find the reciprocity of helping others and being helped by others is what allows us to thrive. Man didn't go to the moon all alone. We've achieved so much together as a human race, and but sometimes we can get bogged down. Sometimes we can get stuck and covered over with the challenges of life. I talked this week in my sermon about being stuck in the sand and how there's God, the cosmic beachcomber, who's searching for us and digging for us and wanting to uncover the parts, wanting to uncover the best of us, from the things that sort of consume and bog us down and cover us up, cover up the better parts of us. And it reminds me of a story by an author named Napoleon Hill, who wrote a book called How to Think and Grow Rich around the turn of the century. And he writes about this young man who lived on the East Coast, but went to Colorado during the gold rush to find gold. He convinced himself, I'm going to find gold. So he found a spot to dig, and he started digging, and lo and behold, he found a little bit of gold. He gets really excited, and he covers up the place where he's digging. He goes back home to the East Coast. He shows all his friends and family, hey, I found this gold. And look, if you help me out, and you give me some money, or come out there and help me dig, we're going to find so much more gold, and we're all going to be rich. So his friends and family get very excited. They give him money. Some of them go out there with him. They go back to Colorado. They buy all this equipment for excavating, and they start digging. And they find more gold, and more and more. But then they find less and less and less, and eventually they're not finding any more gold. And in the end, the young man only finds enough gold to pay off all of his debts to his friends and family, sell the equipment that he just bought on his way out of town to a junkyard manager, hop on the train, and he's headed back to the East Coast. But here's the thing, the junkyard manager has an idea. He has all this equipment. He doesn't know anything about excavating. He doesn't know anything about digging for gold, but he knows that he can hire somebody who does. So he hires a fault line excavator who comes out. He does this analysis of where the young man was digging, and he says, hey, I think this is a good spot to dig, actually, and if you just shift 3 feet to the left here, I think you'll find some more gold. So the junkyard manager does exactly what the man who knows what he's talking about says, shifts his focus 3 feet to the left, starts digging, boom, finds a massive gold mine and becomes a bajillionaire. So the moral of the story is two things. sometimes we are like the gold. We're covered up by life. Sometimes we're like the young man who gets excited and pours a lot of energy and time into working for something, but we get disgruntled when we stop seeing progress, only to realize, like the junkyard manager would later find, that if we just keep digging, maybe we need to shift our focus to the right or to the left, but we might just be 3 feet from gold. And Galatians 6:9 says this. It says, "So let's not get tired of doing what is right and good, for at just the right time we will reap a harvest of blessings if we don't give up." So don't give up, friends. The light is here. The Easter sunrise is coming shortly. Things are hopefully coming back to normal, and I want to encourage you to keep your chin up. Dig toward God who's digging for you, and rely on friends and family, and try to help everybody who you can. Do as much good as you can to as many as you can, as often as you can. I love you. We'll see you next week.